Kayaks can be big and bulky and hard to move around, but a wheel cart can make it a lot easier. In this video, we're gonna talk about which wheel carts are best for your Hobie kayak. For the first one, I wanna talk about the one that we sell the most, and that is the Hobie Heavy Duty Cart. The thing I love about this cart is that the wheels are foam filled. There's no air needed, and so you don't have to worry about going out to load up your gear and find out you have a flat tire. It easily rolls over rocks, gravel, cement, grass, as long as it's not too soft of a surface and the kayak isn't too heavy. There's a really high weight capacity on this thing at 225 pounds, and so even with the Hobie Pro Angler 14, the heaviest one in the lineup, the heavy duty cart still does the job. I like that it has the pin to lock it in place so you don't have to worry about it falling out when you're loading it in the back of your pickup truck or in your trailer. And also to store the thing when you've gone to the water and you've already gotten the kayak ready to go, you can take that cart and flip it upside down. Those posts go right into the scupper holes. You'll also see some Hobie carts that have balloon tires on them, and there's two different models for these. There's the Hobie Trax 2 and then the Hobie Trax 230. And the big difference is the weight capacity of these. So the Trax 2 has a 172 pound capacity and the 230 has a 242 pound capacity. Now these carts are great for softer surfaces. So if you're on the sand or if you're on the mud, which that sounds terrible, but if you're on a soft surface like loose gravel, then those balloon tires, they're squishy, they create more surface area. They'll roll over that soft surface instead of just sinking into it. Just like the heavy duty cart, the posts can go upside down behind the seat. There's a pin also so the thing can get stalled while it's in the back of your pickup truck or on your trailer. Now, if you're wondering if you should do the Trax 2 or the 230, I would say if you have a Hobie Revolution, the Trax 2 is fine. If you have an Outback, that's the dividing line. So the Hobie Outback at about 90 pounds, you're either gonna wanna do the Trax 2 or maybe the 230, and that comes down to how much fishing gear you bring along. Some people bring along a ridiculous amount of fishing gear, and the 230 will be necessary to carry along all that other stuff. If you have a Hobie Pro Angler and you're gonna be going distance over soft surfaces, I would probably just go with the 230, just so that it helps you out with being able to roll that thing. Because if you put fishing gear in there, you load your rods, your H crate, your tackle bag, that stuff all adds up in weight pretty quickly. Now the C-Tug from Railblaza, it's not made by Hobie, but works great with Hobie kayaks. It has two pads that kind of hold the bottom of the kayak, but the great thing about this is that you can also put the kayak on its side. Now if you have a small, narrow kayak like a Revolution, that doesn't matter. But if you have a Hobie Pro Angler 14, there's times when you might need to get through a gate or the dock has a really narrow ramp to it, and so being able to put it on its side can be really helpful. It depends on where you're launching. The other thing about the C-Tug is that if you have a bunch of gear in your boat and you're gonna put the cart under it, with the C-Tug, you don't have to flip it on its side and worry about all your gear falling out like the Hobie Heavy Duty Cart. It also comes with a strap, so you can strap that thing onto the kayak and have it fitted in place when you're launching from the back of your pickup truck or a trailer. Makes it really easy just to load and go. The other great thing about the C-Tug is that it has a weight capacity of 260 pounds. So for those of you that bring too much gear with you, and you know who you are, you guys, some of you guys are crazy, then this one might be just perfect for you. Now the C-Tug doesn't quite handle the sand as well as the balloon tires do, especially that 230 from Hobie, but I think it does handle a broader range of terrain than just the heavy duty cart. So if you do have some loose gravel, this thing's gonna roll a little bit better through it than the heavy duty cart will. Now, I will say that the wheels are nicer in person than they are online. When you just look at the wheels in a picture, it looks like they're just like cheap and plastic, but actually in hand, they're actually a pretty substantial wheel and you don't have to worry about them wearing out or breaking. For storage, they do advertise that you can disassemble this thing in less than 20 seconds, but I really don't want to have to be putting together or taking apart puzzles while I'm out on the water, and so I would rather just run it back to my vehicle or figure out a way how to just store it in the back of the kayak. And honestly, I'd probably lose like one of the most critical parts if I was actually disassembling the thing. We usually never make videos where we don't recommend things, but I do want to warn you about a couple carts that I don't recommend. And that is the Hobie Standard Cart. It really only works on really hard surfaces like pavement, and it's only good on kayaks that are lighter. If you are using a Hobie Pro Angler, I do not recommend the standard cart. We have broken a couple of them. The wheels just don't hold up. The other cart I don't recommend is the Hobie Fold and Stow cart. I feel like the cart is really bulky, and it's clever how it kind of folds down and snaps together, but I'd rather just have a cart with minimal pieces that I know is gonna last. I just think it's really expensive for what you get. I know I've mentioned a lot about the Hobie Pro Angler because I know a lot of you have them. I have one myself as well as an Outback, and I love it. And these carts are great for either the Outback or the Pro Angler, as well as many of the other models. But if you are one of those guys that loads up your kayak with a ton of gear and you have a Pro Angler, you might actually want to look into the Hobie Dolly. It's a very pricey item, but it's very convenient to be able to slide the thing under your kayak with the cradles and then to be able to just pull it or push it where you need. So which is the perfect cart for you? I have some concluding thoughts, but before I share those, if you have found this video helpful, please give it a like so that other people can find it too. Now the C-Tug comes in under $200 and it's like $70 cheaper than the closest Hobie cart. So if you are on the budget, the C-Tug is a great option. And I really like how versatile it is, and I also like that you can load a kayak without your stuff dumping it out by yourself. If you are launching on soft surfaces, the balloon tires from Hobie are definitely the way to go, and I would always go with the larger tire when in doubt, because when we load up our kayaks, pretty much everyone puts the kayak on the cart and then loads the thing up and then wheels it to the water. Nobody just wheels the kayak empty to the water and then goes back and gets their stuff. And so you have to take into account all that extra stuff you're gonna load up on your kayak when you're wheeling it around. So the 230 is definitely gonna be great for Outbacks and Pro Anglers. You can get away with the Trax too if you're using the Compass or the Revolution, or any of those other boats that are about under 80 pounds. The cart that I use the most is the heavy duty cart, and I like that I can take that thing, put it upside down through those scupper holes, and it's gonna go with me right behind the seat. In the Outback, I like that I can lash it further back on the kayak so it's out of the way, so that I can have a fish bag right behind me. I can't move around as much in the Outback like I can on the Pro Angler, so to have gear accessible right behind me is nice. And then having those wheels way back there, just totally out of the way, is so great. And for my area of Puget Sound, the Hobie heavy duty cart handles a lot of the surfaces that we have around here. We really don't have a lot of sand. There's only a couple places I launch where there is sand. I do have a Trax cart for that, for when I'm launching in those sandier spots. But really it gets used like 5% of the time. It's usually the heavy duty cart that I'm using. We have all these carts in stock. We would love to get them into your hands so that you're not having to worry about how you're gonna get your kayak to the water. Make it easy on yourself with a cart. Especially if you're out fishing or kayaking by yourself, the cart is a lifesaver. We have free shipping on our website. The links are in the description below. We have a ton of other Hobie accessories as well, so make sure you check those things out. If you want other kayak fishing videos, make sure you check out our channel. We have a lot of that stuff on there, and we'll see you in the next one.